Welcome to Ravens Over. Please go to my channel, also the notification bell, like this video and share. This video is going to be dedicated to the transgender news and also gay news that I don't know if you know about it, but I want to give you an update in reference to that. So it's going to be dedicated to the trans women and also the gay men and the trans men. Check it out.
What's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Are you getting it in? Somebody getting it for you? What's going on, people?
Subscribe to my channel.
Hello, people. It is the day of another day. Of another day that we call Saturday. Anyway, that being said, what's going on, people? Hopefully everybody's doing everything as far as being safe in this world we're living in, and knocking down doors and making your dreams come true and practicing ignore. Now, I told you I was going to put this video together, and just like a little bit of a long video in reference to a trans woman being attacked, a trans woman being murdered, and a trans man being killed on his job of duty. Dustin, 25 years old, rest in peace in the family, and my prayers, Dustin Walker. And the thing is that I want to share this with you. It's a collaboration of a lot of different things, something I really don't do. But due to the fact that I have been active as far as working, and my time schedule is very long-winded, so it's kind of hard for me to try to do both. But I winded up enough spirit and enough energy to get this video out to you. Share this video, share my videos everywhere you can. I appreciate you. For the soldiers out there who strive to let people know what they're doing to us, is killing us, thank you. Because I always believe that when we're being murdered, it does fall on deaf ears. If it's only put RIP and you walk away, we have to show voices and the storylines of these people as far as being deaf and murdered. Now, I want you to comment below how you feel about each individual video and stuff. It's 3. One is about a trans woman. One is about a trans woman being murdered.
So allegedly her body was found inside of the abandoned building, and she was supposed to be shot by security guards allegedly. So please comment below how you feel like she really was killed. You know, trans lives matter. Comment below.
Another was about a trans woman being attacked.
So allegedly tried to make it seem like she was aggressive and stuff, so it's still up under investigation, but basically I feel as though they probably was making fun of her. She got tired of it. Comment below how you really feel as though it went down. Videos coming.
And I shared that with you as well. And also about a trans man on the job working, being killed in his car.
Dustin Parker was only 25 years old. On the line of work being a taxi driver, he was fatally shot and killed. Please comment below about his story, and please share my videos to let the world know what they're doing to us.
3 are underneath investigation, and the stories has not been, as what they say when it's finished, closed case. So share my videos. Please comment below. Let me know how you feel about this. My first Raven Over news, obviously, let me know about that. Anyway, please be safe, share my videos, and this lack of videos for anyone who's LGBTQ or allies or people that just try to find out what is going on. Comment below, let you know I love you, and here's the videos right here.
Okay, my first story is about a transgender woman suspect in a shootout with guards and found dead. Now, this is kind of sad and sickening on so many levels, but I want to share this part with you as far as this story now. This story has been reported as of January the 2nd, 2020 now. Washington District of Columbia, U.S. is transgender individual suspect of engaging security guards in a shootout in an abandoned building known for prostitution has been found dead. Now, on Sundays, security company Metropolitan Technical Elite Protective Service released an alarm about the precise of the suspect intruder in the building on Barnaby Road and Southeast. 2 private security guards were who went to the scene encountered a person who appeared to be an adult male in the 20s. About 10:45 p.m. the security guard notified the DC police that had exchanged gunfire with the intruder. Now, officers and the K9 search dog and responded to the scene were able to locate the intruder in the boarding of the up building and concluded that the suspect had fled. Now, at 4:30 p.m. on Monday, the security company called the police to report that they had discovered an unconscious person in the building. Now, officers arrived at the bloody scenes. They found the suspect deceased apparently from apparently from gunshot wounds in the midsection and the gun near the body. Now, it's stated that the police initially informed the media that the dead suspect was a man, but later reported that the individual was a transgender woman. A transgender woman is a term sometimes used to describe men who perceive themselves as women. Wow. Wow. Anyway, it's stated that the suspect identified with the police pretending notification of the next of kin. Officers said that they are investigating at the cause of death and circumstances leading up to the death. Now, I want to share with you in reference to the news article that I found in reference to this story about this girl being killed, and it's so many unanswered questions. I'm really in limbo about this one, but check this out.
Southeast, a day after a shootout with security guards there. News 4's Jackie Benson has more.
There are still more questions than answers about what happened here Sunday night. This is a picture of a gun that police say was found near a body inside a boarded-up apartment building on Barnaby Road Southeast. On Sunday at 10:45 p.m., 2 private security guards reported being in an exchange of gunfire with a suspected intruder whom they believed had fled the building. D.C. police say officers and a canine search dog responded and did not find the suspect. But patrol officers were called back to the same building by the same security company at 4:30 Monday afternoon for a report of an unconscious person. Inside, they found a deceased person and what is described by sources as a bloody scene.
We believe that the person who we found deceased in the vacant property was the person who was involved in the exchange of gunfire with the security guard.
D.C.'s police chief described the deceased as a transgender woman, and sources say she's in her 20s.
It doesn't add up.
Arlene Budd, a D.C. activist and an advocate for sex workers, tells News 4 she has heard the boarded-up building has been used for sex work. She says she does not understand how police did not find the woman during the initial search on Sunday night.
I just hope at the end of the day, the situation with the person, the young lady that was found dead last night, that they get to the true bottom of it.
D.C. police say the entire incident remains under active investigation. In Southeast
Don't
Washington,
forget to subscribe. There's Raven over on YouTube, and I appreciate you sharing, and I appreciate the donations. Be well, be blessed.
Jackie Benson.
After digging, I found a little bit more information in reference to this and stuff. It doesn't really make it clear. It's still investigation going on. There's so many answers. But I'll give you a little bit more. Maybe I didn't show in that first video.
The D.C. police found a transgender woman shot to death. We first told you about this story last night at 11. Officers discovered the victim inside a building in Southeast a day after a shootout with security guards there. News 4's Jackie Benson has more.
There are still more questions than answers about what happened here Sunday night. This is a picture of a gun that police say was found near a body inside a boarded-up apartment building on Barnaby Road Southeast. On Sunday at 10:45 p.m., 2 private security guards reported being in an exchange of gunfire with a suspected intruder whom they believed had fled the building. D.C. police say officers and a canine search dog responded and did not find the suspect. But patrol officers were called back to the same building by the same security company at 4:30 Monday afternoon for a report of an unconscious person. Inside, they found a deceased person and what is described by sources as a bloody scene.
We believe that the person who we found deceased in the vacant property was the person who was involved in the exchange of gunfire with the security guard.
D.C.'s police chief described the deceased as a transgender woman, and sources say she's in her 20s.
It doesn't add up.
Arlene Budd, a D.C. activist and an advocate for sex workers, tells News 4 she has heard the boarded-up building has been used for sex work. She says she does not understand how police did not find the woman during the initial search on Sunday night.
I just hope at the end of the day, the situation with the person, the young lady that was found dead last night, that they get to the true bottom of it.
D.C. police say the entire incident remains under active investigation. In Southeast Washington,
I'm going to let y'all comment below, let me know how you feel about this video. Now, they already came out to the place, they didn't find anything. These canine dogs and still didn't find her body. All of a sudden, they came back, they were brought back, and all of a sudden, they found the body. She was unconscious, but all of a sudden, she was shot up dead. So, you comment below how y'all feel about what really happened here. I'm in limbo, I'm really not sure. Anyway, on to my next story. Okay, this story takes place on December 11, 2019 on a Wednesday. 3 teens in custody after attack on a blind transgender woman. Now, I want to share this story with you as well. Now, it's stating that the shock and dismay that the Seattle transgender woman who was legally blind was beat unconscious after getting into an altercation with King County Metro bus. 3 teenager boys are in custody for what is being investigated as a hate crime. This happened on a Tuesday night on Andover Park West in the Tukwala, just south of South Center Mall. King County Sheriff deputies and transit police were at the scenes in a hurry investigating an arrest with the 2 16-year-old and 1 14-year-old. The transgender woman who detectives she felt threatened by them and she used pepper spray on them before running off the bus. Now, other passengers tell the sheriff's office that the teens ran off of the bus and kicked her to the ground and started kicking her. Now, I've said that most likely unconscious from what is being sound like, said Sergeant Ryan about the Kings County Sheriff's Office, that they were using some slurs towards the victim, which would point towards the hate crime. They were talking about the victim's sexuality. I'm a little bit shocked this happened in Washington, said that one of the bus riders, Melissa. Usually it's a pretty liberal state. I've always felt comfortable here, and I'm gay myself, and heart-threatening and heartbreaking to me. Very unfortunate, especially because of the transit is supposed to be a safe place. A bus rider, Jason, said that the kind of things, that's why, what would you do that? Now, Seattle-based gender Justice Lee says attacking a transgender woman are on the rise, and the direct correlation is political climates in these days, says that Sophia, the board of chair of Gender Justice Lee. Now, people have felt that more about them acts upon impulses. The sheriff's office says that there's still a lot of unanswered questions about this harassment, started why the transgender woman felt threatened enough to use pepper spray. They say if the teens had just called 911, the spray, and the woman might be about the spray, the woman might have been in the trouble. But once they chased the victim off and allegedly kicking the victim and while she was on the ground lifeless, and began explaining the possible they're talking into felony level assault. Albert said the sheriff office said that the 3 teens were booked in the juvenile hall and had made their first court appearance on Thursday at noon. The woman was treated and released at the hospital and recovering at her home. Now, I want to share this story with you. Now, this story has a lot of loops and stuff to it, and I want to share this story with you as well. Check this out.
King County Sheriff's deputies and transit police are on the scene in a hurry, arresting 3 teens, 2 16-year-olds and a 14-year-old, for the brutal attack on a transgender woman who told detectives she felt so threatened by them earlier that she used pepper spray on them before running from the bus. Other passengers tell the sheriff's office the teens ran off the bus and knocked her to the ground and started kicking her.
Most likely unconscious from what it sounds like. They were using some slurs towards that victim, which would point this more towards a hate crime. They were talking about the victim's sexuality.
Bus riders are just now hearing about the attack on the transgender woman.
I'm a little bit shocked this happened in Washington. I mean, usually this is a pretty liberal state, and I've always felt comfortable here. I am gay myself, and it's heartbreaking for me.
It's very unfortunate, especially because the transit is supposed to be a safe place, and this kind of thing is just, why would you do that?
The Gender Justice League says attacks on transgender women are on the rise.
It is a direct correlation with the political climate these days. People have felt much more emboldened to act upon their impulses.
The sheriff's office says there are still a lot of unanswered questions about when the harassment started and why the transgender woman felt threatened enough to use the spray. The sheriff's office says if the teens had just called 911, then the woman might have been the one in trouble.
But once they went and chased the victim off and then allegedly were kicking the victim as they were on the ground, lifeless, as we've been explained to, and possibly unconscious, well, now they're taking it to a felony level assault.
Yeah, those three teens were booked into juvenile hall, expected to make their first court appearance tomorrow unless they bail out beforehand. As for the woman, the sheriff's office says that she was released from the hospital and is recovering at home. Live in Tukwila, Keith Aldridge.
So now I want to share with you, somebody put this show the video about she's supposed to be the aggressor and stuff like that. You know, this is why I keep telling you, my trans sisters, we have to stick together, because there will be us against them. They will try to stitch the story to make it seem like we're the aggressor. We're minding our business, whatever the case may be. And they pulled this video in reference to saying that she was the aggressor. Now the thing about it is that it's so disturbing because she seems to be a little intoxicated, but allegedly she's legally blind. So I want to share this part of the video with you as well. Check this out. This is just my opinion. Sometimes the girls get so tired of people messing with them and making fun of them, and they trying to go off the bus, and you have those days when enough is enough. And basically, my personal opinion, she may have gotten upset and went back and had a few choice words, and they probably had a few choice words, but we don't really know because the volume is really low. We don't really know what happened to that point. She looked like she was about to leave and get off the bus, and a lot of us have said something where she looks back, and then she goes back to address it because she gets tired of it. She comes back then, obviously, or allegedly, words were exchanged. She sat down, she got upset. They said probably said some more stuff. She sprayed him. She got ready to get off the bus. I don't know if the guy kicked her in the butt or she slips and falls. All I know is she falls and stuff, and they try to say she was so drunk, but we don't know that because it's not very clear. What we do know is clear is that allegedly they followed her off the bus and beat her unconsciously and stuff, and she was very banged up badly. Comment below how you feel about that story. Also, I come to with a devastating story about Dustin Parker, 25 years old. Now, he was a taxi driver that was murdered at 6:30 a.m. on January the 1st. Now, he's a transgender man taxi driver, shot to death in his own car. Now, this story was reported as of Friday the 3rd, 2020. Now, a transgender man was involved in a local LGBTQ activist was found shot to death in McAllister, Oklahoma. Now, Dustin Parker, 25 years old, was a taxi driver at 6:30 a.m. on January the 1st. Police believe that he was fatally shot inside of his taxi. Now, the police were called at the scene after multiple reports of a gunfire being made. They had found Parker's car and had shot multiple times, and the victim was dead in his driver's seat. We still got investigations out running down the details right now, said Captain Kevin McAllister Police Department, adding that he was just a working man making a living for his family. He didn't come home. Now, police did not at the moment believe that his death was a hate crime. Right now, it is believed. It doesn't look like this anyway, but obviously they're not taking anything off the table. We don't have anything indicating that right now. Parker helped with co-founder of Oklahoma's and Equal McAllister and LGBTQ organization. Dustin is one of our founding CEQ members of the Loving Soul, Wonderful Father, Husband and Friend organization. Posted on Facebook the group promoting fundraisers set up for Parker, widow and 4 children after the death. Now, they have raised over $40,000 and their goal is $50,000. So if you can promote or donate to his foundation, for his death is probably ongoing by now because I'm reporting it late. Dustin was a steadfast friend, amazing husband and friend, generous at fault, to a fault, and Brian West, a Parker manager of Rover Taxi on Facebook. He was loved fiercely, worked tirelessly, and took on a life with so much hope and empathy and brighten of all lives. His young life was taken away so early. Dustin will be missed but never forgotten. I want to share the story about him. One of our brothers has been murdered being a driver. Dustin Parker, only 25 years old, murdered on the street, just dead. The family in my prayers, rest in peace. And it's devastating, and trans lives matter, and this is so horrible and so horrific. Beautiful, handsome man murdered, taken away from his family, and for what? Anyway, like I said before, comment below how you feel about this on Dustin's life. Y'all brothers has been murdered. It's my little brothers. Rest in peace, my brother. Rest in peace. And subscribe to his channel. Share this video where you can. I'm going to try to do the best I can to keep these updates and stuff, but it is a lot. And it is devastating on so many levels. And please be safe out there, my two spirit brothers and sisters. And share my videos everywhere you can. Let you, I love you. And thank you for watching. Catch the Raid.